Hi guys, Aka here. Are you feeling super? Are you feeling super? Well, maybe you aren't, but Evony sure is. Why? Because they've just dropped another super calf general on us. Marco Polo, the latest addition to the Evony lineup. And this guy is crazy, even when you consider all the other generals that we've had so far. But you don't need to take my word for it, okay? We're going to go through his stats and you can see for yourself. Right after this quick word from our sponsor. Roll out the confetti, guys, because Amazon is back. The Amazon App Store is back with discounts for Evony players. Players in any of these regions with Android devices will be able to take advantage of this offer. And players in the US will get an additional offer that they can take advantage of using the Amazon App Store and with Amazon coins, which you need for purchases in the App Store. To get set up, there's a link in the description of this video, which you can click on, or you can use the QR code that you see on the screen right now. The link and the QR code will take you to the landing page for Evony. There, if you scroll down, you will get the option to download the Amazon App Store if you don't have it already. After downloading the App Store, you will then need to download Evony through the App Store. Once you're done with that, then you come here and you use this to get Amazon coins. You will get discounts depending on how many coins you get, and in-game, you will get additional discounts depending on the packages you purchase. And that's about it. So, if you're interested and excited about this offer, again, use the link in the description or use the QR code on the screen to get you set up with getting discounts on Amazon. Okay, now back to the video. Okay, so we have Marco here. And before we dive right in, take a look at his base stats for attack. 145. 145. That's the highest in the game. Okay? Just to let you know where we're getting off at. All right. So, his main skill, he gets attack 45%, defense and HP 40% each. That's when leading the army to attack. Okay? And he's kind of cool because he doesn't need a dragon or a spirit beast, so you get that straight up. Right. Next, his specialties. If you go through all his specialties and you put them together, he comes out with 80% attack, 20% defense, and 40% HP. Okay, there's a note on the specialty there, but we're going to come back to that a bit later. Then, if you come to his ascension and you put all of the stats in his ascension together, he comes out with 95% attack, 25% defense, and 40% HP. When you put all of those crazy stats together, Marco Polo comes out with a total of 220% attack. 220, okay? 85% defense, and 120% HP. So, all in all, those are the stats that he gets. Fine. Now, let's look at him against some of the competition. And as you can see here, it's pretty much a blowout. Just looking at the attack stats alone, his attack is much higher than Napoleon's. His base stat for attack is much higher than Napoleon's. So this difference is going to widen even more. And of course, as you can compare with Hestia and Washington, Marco Polo is doing better than both of them. So that's that. But the other avenue of their skills that we need to look at, stuff like march size. Okay? So here is what they all get for march size. And as you can see, with the exception of Washington, Marco Polo is killing it on the march size. Why Evony made a general with such high buffs and such high march size, I don't know. But super generals. That's where we are right now. We've gone from prime, we're entering super. Okay? Now, in addition to this, if you look at his fourth ascension, Marco Polo also gets enemy ground troop and mounted troop defense and HP debuff. That's in addition to the stats that he already has. He has built-in debuff. Okay? So you need to factor that in when you're looking at this dude. Now, with all of that said and done, the main reason why you shouldn't use Marco Polo, with all the other generals that we have, the main reason you should not use this guy is if you are out of your freaking mind. He is by far the best primary attacking general that we have in the game right now. Okay? But more on that as we go along. Now, we've talked about his main skills, his specialties and everything. Let's talk about his covenant. Here is his covenant, and I will tell you, it's a pretty decent covenant. The generals are pretty decent, pretty easy to get, and the stats in the covenant are decent as well. When you put everything together, here is the summary of the stats that he gets from his covenant. All in all, not bad. Nothing to complain about here. Okay, so now that we're done with his covenant, let's go and check his compatibility. And the first thing we want to look at is his compatibility with skill books. So we have Marco here, and we come in to check with the mounted attack. He can take it. That's good. Let's scroll down. Let's look for mounted defense. We come here. We look for mounted defense. He can take it. Okay, that's cool. Look at mounted HP. Mounted HP, he's good. And then finally, we check for march size. March size, he's good. So he can take all the necessary mounted books in the game. That's good. Next, let's come over here and look at his compatibility with other generals. So we have Marco here, and the first general that we want to look at, my personal favorite, is Hannibal. And unfortunately, Marco and Hannibal don't go. So strike another one for Hannibal there. Anyway, that's fine. The next general that we want to look at, Zhao Yun. Okay? Marco is compatible with Zhao Yun. That's good. He's also compatible with Hestia, which is great. Hestia is a strong combination if you have her with any Cav general. Okay? Next, unfortunately, Marco and Poly-G don't go. Okay? So, scratch that one out. After that, unfortunately, Marco and Roland don't go either. While it's not great because it limits options a bit, Marco so far still has decent compatibility. Then, the next general we want to look at, and this is a big one. Unfortunately, Marco and Napoleon do not go. They don't blend, okay? That's not a mix you can do. Fine. But, and this is a big but, and this is the but that breaks the game. Marco and Washington Prime, they go together. Can you imagine that? This combination alone will have 55% march size. 55%. And that's not even taking into account the march size book. What did I tell you guys? Super generals. Okay? It's crazy. Anyway, that's pretty much Marco's compatibility with generals. If I missed any important generals, please feel free to drop them down in the comments below. Okay, let's look quickly at Marco's stats as an assistant. And as you can see here, we have him compared to some of the other generals when used as assistants. And the guy is pretty good. He's pretty good, pretty decent. In my opinion though, Washington Prime will still be the primary assistant for a mounted march. So if you have Washington Prime, you would likely want to use him over Marco Polo. But if you don't have Washington Prime, then Marco Polo would likely be the primary assistant to use for your mounted march. All in all, the verdict on Marco Polo is he is a crazy general. He is a super Cav general. And if you are looking to replace your current Cav general, or you are looking for an upgrade, with the fact that Napoleon is no longer available, you will be out of your mind if you do not pick Marco Polo as your main general. However, with Napoleon, Hestia, and Washington Prime, I don't know about you guys, but do you get the feeling that we are kind of on a hamster wheel? Just spinning, going round and round. Now we have Marco Polo. Who knows? Maybe before Halloween we'll have another stronger mounted general. So all kidding aside, just pick a general, okay? In this case, if you want to get Marco Polo, get him. Stick with the general and screw whatever Evony brings out next. That's some real talk I'm giving you guys. Now, with that being said, I know there are some people that are just twitching and itching to get their hands on Marco Polo. Okay, that's fine. If you want, go ahead, you can scratch that itch. But there will be some people that will want to get Marco Polo that will not be able to ascend him fully. If you're in that situation and you want to find out whether it is worth getting Marco Polo and doing partial ascension on him as opposed to doing full ascension on maybe a free-to-play general, then you can check out this video here where I go through the key points that you need to know if you want to evaluate a partially ascended premium general with a fully ascended free-to-play general. That's it for me, guys. Thank you very much. Aka signing out.